In this tutorial, we're going to go through the process of creating and sending out an eFlyer. Once you've logged into your Realtour account and you've landed on your dashboard, you're going to navigate right here to this white button that says eFlyers, and we're going to click here to get started. The next page we land on houses all of our existing listings. These are listings that you've already created and they're being saved in your account. If you would like to send out an eFlyer for one of your existing listings, you can click on Options, you can create a new flyer, or you can go in and edit an existing flyer. If you haven't created your listing, we're going to come over here and click on Create Listing. We've landed on what we call the property details page. In order to create a listing, you must fill in the required fields. These are the ones that are underlined in green, okay? So let's enter the listing address. Let's just say it's 123 Main Street. And let's just say that we are in Austin, Texas. And this is my zip code. There we go. Now you'll notice as soon as I filled in those required fields, I get a new button that says Create Listing. I can click on this and proceed, or you'll also notice over here, and it's optional, I can add more details. If I click on this, I have fields where I can add in all the additional information about my listing. The price, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms. I can add a title or a heading. I can even type in the listing description text, a nice little paragraph describing all the great things about my listing. I always recommend to people to take the time now and fill in this information because it will save you time later. When we choose our template, a lot of this information will auto-populate into the template and then you won't have to manually type it in, okay? It is optional. Now, speaking of saving time, for this tutorial, I'm actually going to go back a page to my existing listings, and I'm going to choose one of my listings that already has imagery and text added, okay? So for today, I'm going to choose this listing, 111 Main Street. Now, under Options, I am going to start with a Create New Flyer, so we can go through the process from start to finish. When I click on that, it brings me into the back end of the eFlyer creator, and you'll notice across the top, and this is the same with all of our software, we have a navigation bar, okay? This is so you can easily jump back or jump forward throughout the template creation process, okay? So just to show you, let's jump back to the property details page and see how that looks. Now, this was the same page we were just on when I clicked on Create Listing, but this is what it looks like when you have filled in all the information, okay? There we go. If I jump to existing eFlyers next, this is where any existing eFlyers that I've already made are saved. Now, this one over on the left, I've already sent this eFlyer out. I've already done a blast. So my options are to resend it, and that will just resend it out to the same group I sent it to last time. I could edit this template and then send it out. I can delete it. I can view and download a PDF of it as well, okay? These templates over here are templates that I've started, but I have not blasted out. So under Options, I could edit this template further, or I can delete it out of the system, okay? Let's go back to the template library. Now, our template library, you'll notice we have a lot of different categories down here on the left for all the different kinds of templates. And then we have little thumbnails so you can see what the templates look like over here on the right. Okay, now if I were to look at some of these categories, for example, I have styles and themes. So you'll see that we have templates for open houses, for luxury listings, commercial listings. We have templates that are landscape and layout, maybe templates that are suitable for young couples or families. So you can tick each of these. For example, let's tick on luxury. And we'll see over here, the templates have all updated with our luxury themed templates, okay? I could also go by color. So for example, if I want a luxury template that matches my logo and my logo is black, I can tick black and the system is going to show me the luxury templates that are also black, have black in the background, okay? So I can search that way if I want to. Let's close these. I can also just peruse them. So I can go by city. We have different templates for different cities. Okay, we have different templates for different holidays. We have templates that are suitable for a certain number of images you want to showcase, certain number of listings, maybe a certain number of agents that you want to showcase. Okay, we also have a blank template. If I click on this, you'll see that we have an empty landscape and an empty portrait. Both of these are 8.5 by 11. If you already have a finished flyer and you have a PDF, a JPEG, or a ping of that flyer, you can select the empty blank template and then you'll be able to upload your finished flyer and use one of these. Okay, so you can use the blank template as well. Now you'll notice at the very top of all the categories, we have one called favorites. This is because we have found that a lot of our clients will use 2 or 3 of the same templates over and over again for all of their listings. These are their favorite templates. So to make your life easier, rather than having to go through all the different categories to find that favorite template, every time you use a template, we put a copy of it over here in the favorites category so that you can use it again, okay? Now, under the options, you'll notice we have preview and select. If you click on preview, you get to see the template at an enlarged size. This is so that you can see how this template could look once you have your own content loaded into it, okay? Now I'm going to close that. The other option underneath the template thumbnail is to select. If this is the template that I really want to use and I'm happy with it, I'm going to click select. And our system is now going to create the template based on all of the information that I have uploaded into this listing. Okay, so now in the navigation bar, we've gone from the library. Now we're in the edit templates area. Okay, so here is the template I just chose. It's nice and big. And over here on the left, under my options menu, the default is photos. Now I have thumbnails of all of my photos for this listing already here because remember, we're using one of my existing listings. So all of the content is here. But if you're creating this listing and creating this flyer for the first time, under options, photos, if I mouse down onto photos, I'll notice here, there's an upload images option. Okay, so I can click on that. I can navigate to wherever I have my images saved in my computer and upload them into my Realtour account. Okay, once I upload them, they're going to show up here just like these ones are as little thumbnails. Okay, and then they're ready to be used. I can also increase the size of these thumbnails if it makes my life easier so I can see them better. Okay, so you have that option as well. All right, so let's look at my actual template. You'll notice that these green boxes are the image fields, and each green box says drag and drop your image here. So to get your images into the template, all you have to do is find the image you want and drag and drop it into the template, okay? And I can scroll down, find the pictures I want to use, drag and drop it over, drag and drop, so on and so forth. Get all the pictures I want. Once I've got my pictures in the template, I can click on Save Images. Now the template is going to render and it's going to place and center all of the images that I've just dragged over into these image fields. So they look really nice. There we go. Looks really good. Now if I change my mind and want to change an image, up in the top right corner of each image field, I have the option to remove this image. Okay, so if I click this, the image is going to disappear. I can drag and drop a new image instead. Now I can also just pick an image and drag and drop it over top of the original image, and it will update it as well. So I can either delete it manually or I can just drag a new one over top of it. Okay? Now, if there's an image field that I don't want in this template, I want to remove it entirely, I have that option as well. So for example, down here, I have a QR code. Let's say I don't want the QR code. So I can click in the little X in the top right corner to remove the image. Template's going to render to get rid of it. Okay, now it's just an image field. If I want to drag and drop a different image in here, maybe I have a second logo or something else, I can do that. I can drag and drop it from over here. Or if I just want this image field gone entirely, I can click up here in the little X and now I can remove this image field. I click on that, the system's going to render, now it's gone. If I change my mind and I want to bring it back, I can restore the image field by clicking in the plus sign right here, okay? If I leave this image field gone, then there's just going to be blue background that shows up instead of this. Okay, so I have a little bit of freedom with my image fields. Okay, next up, let's deal with the text. Now, looking at this template, it looks like my text is already all here. Now, how did this happen, you ask? Remember, on the property details page, I took the time to fill in all of the information. I filled in the address, I filled in the property details, I filled in the price. Down here at the bottom, I filled in all of my contact information and I uploaded my headshot and logo back when I first created my Realtour account. So up here under my account, I filled in all of that information, uploaded headshots, logos way back when I first created my Realtor account. Don't worry, if you haven't done that, you have a chance to do it now. So you can do it in the beginning, you can do it now, you only have to do it once and the system will save it going forward, okay? But even though all of this text is here, you'll notice if I mouse over any of the text, the fields become live, okay? This means that I can actually click in one of these and edit. So if I click in this text field, I get a little text editor that pops up over here on the left. So for example, I'm thinking maybe I should add the city and the state instead of just 111 Main Street. So I click in here, I'm going to type in Austin, and I'm just going to type in Texas, okay? Now I have a few other small edit features I can do. So I can left justify, center justify, right justify. I can change the color of the text if I want. I can make it italic or bold. I can also change the size. If I want to do any of those things, I need to select the text, then center it. Then let's say I'm going to make it, let's say 18, okay? Once I've done those things, I can then hit save. The template's going to render, and then I'll get to see how it looks. Ah, there it is. There's my edited text. So I get a chance to see how it looks in the template. If I'm happy with that, great. One of our new features that we've added in the text editor is the ability to change the line height. So for example, if I have a bulleted list like this one, and I want it to spread out more and fill in more of this white space, I can click in here, pull up the text editor, select the text I want to edit, and change the line height. So let's test it. Let's try 1.8. Hit save, and let's see how that looks. Oh, great. That looks great. But if I decide that's a little too much, I can simply click in here, select the text, choose 1.6. Okay? Not a problem. Now, if there's ever a text field that I just want to be empty, so for example, here's my price. If for some reason I don't want the price to be here on this flyer, I can select the text field, bring up the text editor, select the text, delete it, and hit save. The template's going to render again, and you'll see that the price is gone. Now, if I change my mind and want to bring that back, I simply have to mouse over, and I can click here to bring up the text editor again. I could type in different text if I wanted to, or I can just hit cancel and leave it alone. Okay? All right, so that takes care of our imagery and our text. Now, under options, let's see what else we've got. So I could upload floor plans if I wanted to have a floor plan image in this flyer. My headshots and logos are done, but I could upload them here if I needed to. If I have a finished PDF and I'm using the blank template, I can click on PDFs and upload it here. Subject. I'm going to click on subject. Every time you send out an eFlyer, just like when you send an email to somebody, you have to have a subject line, okay? Now you can type in whatever you want, but think about it. You want to entice the real estate community to open up your flyer and find out what it's all about. So you're going to type something in here that's going to get people excited. So for example, something like amazing family house for sale, let's say in Austin, near schools, okay? Something like that, something that's unique and interesting about your listing that's going to get the receiver to want to open the email when they get it. When you finish typing your subject, you're going to hit Save Subject, okay? So there's our subject. So next under options, we have additional links, okay? You can have your eFlyer link to a virtual tour, to a website, to anything that is on the internet, okay? Now, every time you send out an eFlyer blast, we automatically give you a free platinum virtual tour, okay? Most agents consider the eFlyer to just be a teaser, which you would then click on, and it would open up the virtual tour, also known as the single property website, which will have a lot more information about the listing. It can have an entire library of imagery, a whole gallery. It can have videos. You could have a Zillow walkthrough tour. You could have a Matterport walkthrough tour. You could have a floor plan with all of your imagery all over it, all kinds of extra goodies. You can also showcase all of your other listings in your virtual tour, okay? So to make your life easier, and because we would assume that you're going to want to keep this virtual tour, the very first link we've got right here is view the virtual tour, and here is the URL for a virtual tour for this listing. We've generated it all for you, okay? But this is optional. If you don't want your eFlyer to link to the virtual tour, you've got an X right here. You can delete it, and then your eFlyer won't link to anything. Or if you do want it to link to a virtual tour, but you use a different vendor to make your virtual tours, that's totally fine. These fields are editable, okay? So you could select this text and delete it and copy and paste in a link to a different virtual tour right here. Okay? If you want to add something in addition to the virtual tour, just click on add a link. Maybe you want to include, your website, right? And we could put in visit my website, and then whatever the link is, let's just say it's www.agent.com, okay? And let's say we want to add a third link. Maybe we want people to, let's do a welcome to Austin, okay? And then whatever the URL is, let's just say it's austin.com. So now I have 3 links. I'm going to hit save links, okay? Now these links are going to show up underneath my eFlyer. Okay, what's next? Social media. If you have social media accounts that are real estate specific and you want your flyer to include them, they're right here. Now, the reason mine are here already is because when I created my Realtour account, I added my social media links, okay? If you haven't done that, don't worry, you can do it now, okay? You can open up the instructions and click here, and it will take you into my account where you can add the social media links. Then you can navigate back into your eFlyer, and they'll be here waiting for you. If you don't want to include them, just deselect them, okay? Easy peasy. So at this point, our flyer's looking really good. We've done all the editing that we need to. We're now ready to continue to the proof page. So we can click on continue to view proof, or we can use our navigation bar and proceed to the view proof page. Now I can't tell you how important it is to take just a few minutes to view your proof. Every day we get a panicked phone call from a real estate agent who has just blasted out a flyer to thousands of agents, and they've just realized there's a mistake in the flyer. Maybe they forgot to put the price, or it's for an open house like this one and they forgot to put the time or the date. It happens all the time. So just take a minute on this page and really give your flyer a good once over, okay? So at the top, here's the subject that we want to use. Here's the flyer itself. Here's the text, the imagery. Scroll down, make sure I've got my correct phone number and email address. Here are the links that I've included. You can click on these links and make sure that they go to the URL or the website that you expect them to. Okay, that one's good. I can also click on my social media to make sure those work as well. Okay? All right, and if this looks good, but you still want just one more, you just want to be sure that it's good to go, you can also send it to your client. So if I click on client proof, I can put in my client's email address, type them a little message, hi Bob, here's the flyer I just put together for your listing. I'm going to send it out tomorrow. What do you think? Hit send proof, and then your client gets the same proof that you were just looking at. If at any time you see something wrong and you want to edit it further, you can click on edit further, or you can use the navigation bar and go back one step, make whatever edits you need to, and then proceed. Okay? So let's say We have viewed our proof. Bob, our client, has signed off. We're all happy. We're good to go. I'm going to jump ahead to the distribution portion. Okay. So there are two ways you can send out your eFlyer. The most popular way is using our map blasting tool, right? So right here on the select target area, we have the map blast. We also have add contacts, okay? So let's start with the map blast. Now, again, to make your life easier and to save you some time, when you land on this page, we have generated a target area right here with your listing right in the middle, okay? Now, if you look over here at the summary, you'll see that Area 1, which is this, has 8,083 agents within that target area. It's going to cost $49.91 if I send this blast. If I'm happy with that, I can click Add to Cart and I'm good to go. Okay, but if I would like to change this target area, maybe I want to make it just a little more specific, a little smaller, you'll notice that the actual target area has little handles on the corners. So I can click on those and make my target area smaller. I can also click on the actual target area and drag it to wherever I want. And this is a Google map, so I can zoom in, zoom out, click on the map and move it around and get into a very specific area, okay? Maybe I just want to send this, blast it out to this little area right here. And every time I move this around or resize it, over here, my summary area updates as well. So now this is going to 1,751 agents for $24.85. If I'm happy with that, again, I can add it to the cart and I'm good to go. If I'd like to add an additional target area, I can do that as well. If I click here, add a target area, it's going to create a second target area right next to my first one, just so I can see it. I can then zoom out a little bit. I can grab this target area and maybe I want to move it up here, okay? I don't know why, but let's just say this is what I want to do. And I want to make it a little smaller and it's going to go right there. Now this additional target area has 113 agents for another $1.02, okay? I can have as many target areas as I want. Most clients will have one, maybe two. If you want to zoom all the way out and have a target area in a neighboring state or a neighboring city, you can do that. It's no problem. If I change my mind and want to remove a target area, they each have a little X, so I can delete one. I'm going to delete the second target area because I don't want it. I'm happy with this area. I'm good to go, okay? So this is how you use the Map Blast tool. If I want this flyer to also go to specific clients of mine who are not located, their office addresses or the addresses we have for them are not located within this target area, I can add them right here on the Add Contacts interface, okay? So I can type in here and add an address if I want to. So let's just add my address, jana@realtour.biz, okay? So now this eFlyer, in addition to going to all the people within that target area on the map, it's also going to come to me. I can see over here, to me, okay? Now I can type in a whole bunch of addresses here. I can copy and paste them from another document if I want to, okay? I can also upload a CSV file if I want to. If I have an Excel spreadsheet with a whole bunch of email addresses, I can upload that Excel spreadsheet into this interface. If I find that I have a specialty list of my favorite clients and I want all of my eFlyers to go to them, and I don't believe that they will necessarily be included in my target area, and I don't want to have to type them in every time I come in here, I can type in all of their names and create a distribution list. I can give the distribution list a name and save it, and it will show up here under my distribution list. So for example, maybe I have my Gold Star clients. If I click on that, I've got 3 people on my Gold Star clients. I can edit this, I can add more, I can save it. I can also just tick it, knowing that now this eFlyer is going to go to the Map Blast area, the one contact I added, and my Gold Star clients. 1 and 3, 4 additional email addresses to my selected target area, okay? And that is basically all I need to do for distribution, okay, for choosing who it's going to go to. The final option is setting the send date, okay? So typically, as soon as you make your flyer, choose your target area, add your contacts, add it to your shopping cart. As soon as you pay for it, it automatically enters the queue and it will start to go out as soon as it gets to its turn in the queue. Okay? If you would like to set a send date, you can do that. You can make your flyer right now and then choose to send it out, let's say on Thursday, simply by clicking Thursday and selecting a time. I want mine to go out Thursday morning between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. Okay? That's all I have to do. I can add this to the shopping cart and pay for it, and I know that it's not going to enter the queue until Thursday between 6 and 9 a.m. Okay? So if I'm ready, I can add this to the shopping cart. Now I'm in my shopping cart. Take a minute to review. This is the listing address that I'm doing the flyer blast for. This is the subject that I added. Using the map blast, it's going to this many emails. Using my contacts, it's going to that many emails, okay? And this is the total cost. Once I'm happy with this, I can continue with my payment. Once it's paid for, I'm good to go, okay? I will receive an email letting me know when the blast has started. I'll also receive an email letting me know when the blast has finished and the very last email has been sent out. I will also at that point be able to go back into marketing, back into eFlyers, and I can download a final PDF of the flyer I just made, which I can then print and have at my open houses. Okay? So that, in a nutshell, is how you create and send out an eFlyer.